So my name is Coe Leavengood, and I'm a sophomore majoring in Spanish. Uh, and now could you introduce yourself?
I am
Maybe,
Tony, no middle name, Vila,
yes, sir. What branch of the military did you serve in?
United States Navy.
Uh, and do you know your years of service?
Yes, I served from June 15th, 1962 to
Sometime in 2000.
to August 1995. August no, not August. Yes, August 68, 2005.
Yeah, 2005.
Right.
Um,
It's written.
Yes.
and what's your ethnicity?
Pardon?
What's your ethnicity?
You're Spanish. Just say Spanish.
Spanish.
From Spain?
Don't ask me to speak it.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Just from some research we've done on you, I understand that you come from a family of veterans. So can you tell me more about that? Like, did that have any influence in your decision to join the military or the Navy?
My dad, no, my brothers did.
Yes, it did
Yes, sir.
influence you to join.
That's all my brothers went in the service, and I decided when I graduated from high school to join.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Uh,
You know,
do you think that like your culture influenced you to join the military at all?
no,
Okay. Uh, was your family happy or excited when you joined? How did they react when you
my
decided?
mother was pissed. My mother was aggravated. She was not happy. She said, "All your brothers served, six of them, and you don't have to go." I said, "I do."
Do you have any younger brothers after you that followed in your
No,
footsteps?
no.
Gotcha. Thank you for telling us that.
He's,
Now we're
he's the
gonna,
baby.
I'm the baby.
you're the baby? Yes, sir. Uh, let's see. Let's move on to some questions about your time in the service.
Okay.
Uh, what was your training like?
Uh, when I joined, I went to Great Lakes, Illinois, which was a shock because I went in May and it was cold.
Oh,
Well, May 5th in Florida, you're in shorts and short sleeve shirt. I got up there and it was cold, but I adjusted and they handed me a shovel somewhere around October and told me I had to go shovel snow. I said, "What is that?" But I learned. But I
was
did know never to volunteer for my other brothers.
yes, sir. Was your training like rigorous at all?
And not really. Uh, I was very agile as I was growing up. So I played a lot outside at a park, and it wasn't that bad.
Okay. Did you face any discrimination based on your Hispanic identity?
No, I wouldn't allow it. And I don't sound like I was Spanish, believe me.
Could you tell us more about some of the countries you spent time in and what that was like?
All right. My first experience was after I got out of boot camp. I went to Charleston, South Carolina, and I learned how to speak like a South Carolinian. And I got aboard a ship. And the minute I got aboard, they said, "We're taking off. Good thing you got here today." And we went down to Cuba, and I was on a Cuban blockade, missile blockade in 1962. If you don't remember that. I was a medic, so I had to board the ship with the rest of the people. They always needed a medic in case somebody got hurt.
Yes, sir. What kind of equipment did you use as a medic?
Uh, Battle dressings, and I didn't carry my bag with me because that's that's just a nice way to say, shoot me. So I just put them in my shirt, open up my jacket, and put them all in there, what I thought I needed.
Were there any difficult times during your service?
Difficult times. When I got to Panama, they told me we were going to pick up a defector. I forgot what his name was, the dictator of Panama. We picked him up and brought him stateside. And then we went to Panama and we picked up another person and brought him stateside. And we were fired upon. But of course, when we returned fire, they decided they didn't want to mess with us because we are very accurate.
Can you tell us some of your best memories during your times of service?
Cruising, doing nothing, just getting ready to give everybody immunizations. Because being a medic, I had to keep up with everybody's immunization, make sure they had the shots for the country we were going. When we went to the Middle East, we had to have bubonic plague shots.
Plague.
Yes. And that was a major shot.
Did you make a lot of close friends in your troop in your time in the military?
Yes, I had quite a few friends, especially another medic that I served with at Corsica, and I went home with him one time up to a foreign country, Wisconsin, Amherst, Wisconsin. That's like a foreign country, believe me. It's cold. It was 9 degrees and snowing. 9 inches of snow was falling. And we had no snow drifts of 9 foot. And I've never seen snow drifts of 9 foot.
Did you enjoy being a medic? If you could do it again, would you choose another role?
That was a good role until they sent me to Vietnam, and then that was not a good role. You get shot at, and it's not fun getting shot at.
Yes, sir. Were you constantly needed in places like Vietnam?
Oh, yes. Constantly. Everybody was getting shot at, and always hollering, Doc, Doc. And, you had to do your job.
Was there ever any issue with supplies? How did you always get more supplies?
Helicopters. Helicopters. Yeah. Thank the Lord for them helicopters.
And how did you feel on your last day of service?
I felt like I got out of jail. And I'd never been in jail.
So would you describe your time in the military as stressful?
No, it was enjoyable, but it was long.
Yes, sir.
And when I got out, but then I stayed out 10 years, and then I went back in as a storekeeper. I figured that would be less stressful. Something I knew how to do because that was my job, being a storekeeper at Reynolds Metals, and I used to take care of stores. But everything is different. But they sent me to the Middle East, so that was different.
You have any specific stories that you'll always remember, whether they be funny or just full of energy, anything?
Well, I went to Panama to pick up that dictator that was down there in Panama. We went to Bolivia, and I said, what am I doing here? You'll see. I was an interpreter since they gave me a Spanish test, which was see Mary run, see Joe run, and anybody can pass those tests in Spanish. But that was enjoyable. And I got to talk to dignitaries, and they said, you can speak Castilian. I said, Well, my grandmother spoke Spanish very well. And that was very exciting, speaking Spanish with somebody that spoke Spanish. And they said, because we couldn't understand them, the Mexicans that they had. The Mexicans do not speak Spanish.
He speaks a different dialect.
A different dialect.
Yes, sir. Thank you for sharing those stories with us.
All right.
Now, how would you describe your connection to the military and your friends today?
My military, when I got out to get out, and then I went back as a storekeeper in 1970 something, 75, and I stayed in till 2000 and till 1995.
No, you said 2000.
Oh, 2095.
2005
2005.
is what you said.
Yes. So I went back to 2005. Yeah.
Are you especially close with your brothers since you served in the military and you have that shared experience?
Well, we had a lot of experiences, but there's only one other brother left than me now, out of 7. And there's 2 sisters left, and that's it, out of 14. Out of 7 sisters. So out of a family of 14, there's only 4 left.
When all your siblings were there, were you comfortable sharing your stories with them?
We didn't share many stories. We were growing up and we were playing, and we were not allowed in the house. We were allowed to go outside and play or to the park. And when my mother hollered, you better be home within 5 to 10 minutes. She was a dictator.
During your time in the military, were there any habits that you developed, whether they be good or bad?
Well, I learned how to get up on time. Learned how to be 15 minutes early. And
Make your bed.
and make my bed. If you didn't make your bed and store your gear away, you got demerits and you got to do things that you didn't want to do.
Yes, sir. Do you have any advice for anyone that's considering joining the military?
Follow rules and learn them. Believe me. It's very easy as long as you follow rules and you listen to what your people above you say to do, and just do them. And don't question them.
Yes, sir. Would you like to talk about anything else that we didn't ask you, but you think's important for people to know, whether it be about the military in general or your own personal experience?
Not really. You never know what you're going to be doing when you're in the military, and you can be sitting in an office doing something, and all of a sudden, somebody would come up and say, "Hey, Tony, you got P1 orders." I said, "What the heck is P1 orders?" Priority 1, you're leaving within an hour to an hour and a half and going down to Key West. Really Panama, but by way of Jamaica, Key West, and you're going to be in Panama. And then you're going to be in Venezuela, Bolivia, and then Venezuela. I said, "What the heck for?" It doesn't say. It just says you got P1 orders. They'll tell you when you get there. I says, "Oh, yes." So you get surprises.
Yes, sir. Would you say that the military has been a good teacher to you?
Yes. It was a very good experience. And I think everybody should be drafted for 18 months to 2 years.
Oh, Lord.
They should really be drafted. Straighten up a bunch of these kids that don't know.
Okay, Dan.
They don't
Stick
know
to the
anything.
thing.
Yes, sir. I know this interview has been pretty short, but that's all the questions I had for you. Is there anything else that you'd like to say?
No, It's been enjoyable, and you didn't ask anything hard, which is good.
Yes, sir. Well, I believe that's it then. I
Okay.
appreciate taking time out of your day to talk to us.
No, today is my day of rest. Thursday is my do nothing day.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Well, I believe that's all we have for you.
All right. Thank you very much. You sure you don't have any other questions? Oh, and I've been around the world twice.
Wow.
There's a lot of water out there. I don't think I skipped a country. We left Norfolk, Virginia, went to Gibraltar, and that's a rock. Believe me, it's a rock. And then from there we went through the what's that ocean in the middle of Europe?
The Atlantic.
No, the ocean. Well, we went all the way to the Dead Sea, and it's really did. Yeah. And then we went back out through Gibraltar, went down to South Africa, and we couldn't land there because they were segregated at the time. And we went to Ethiopia, which was a third world country, and I mean really third world. And from there, we went to Ethiopia. That was really bad. And then we went to Pakistan, Eastern and Western Pakistan, two different countries. And then from there, we went to Australia, Melbourne, Australia, and that was a good place. And then we went to New Zealand, Wellington, New Zealand, and they gave a party for us. And that was for a very nice place. And they were very friendly and they speak English. Very good English. And then we went to Rio de Janeiro. And then from there, we came home to Norfolk, Virginia. And then I got leave. Everybody says, why are you going on leave? I said, I've been working all these days. Well, so have we, but how come you got it? Rank has its privileges. And I can cry better than you can. No, really, rank has its privileges.
Do you appreciate the structure of the military?
Pardon? Oh, yes. And you learn how to work within the structure of the military. If you don't, you're not going to succeed. And my mother was a very good structure in the military. She ruled with an iron hand. And like I said, when you're the 14th child, the baby, everybody thinks you get away with murder, and you semi-do, but you're still in the structure.
Yes, sir. All of these places have been
I'm
really cool.
the other interviewer.
Is there a specific favorite place you've been to and a least favorite place you've been to in your time?
Least favorite was Ethiopia. Favorite place, I would say, was New Zealand or Rio de Janeiro.
Yes, sir. And could you elaborate as to why you like and dislike those places?
Well, Rio de Janeiro was a beautiful town, and they've got a statue at the top of a mountain, and it's really nice to see that statue up there. And and they speak Portuguese and English, and it's very nice to understand people. And Spain was a very good country, and I'm glad my grandmother taught me how to speak Spanish, because they do speak Castilian in Spain.
Yes, sir.
And another good country was Greece.
And what about Ethiopia? What made that less desirable place?
It was dirty. It was a third world country. And I mean third world. I went to drink a beer and I had to clean it with my handkerchief, and then I threw my handkerchief away. And really, it was just a third world country. And then we went to Pakistan, and that was better. But they were part English. They were under the English rules, so they did speak English, which was good. And there was Eastern Pakistan and Western Pakistan. This was way back when, in the 60s. And I don't know what it is now. And from there, we went to Australia, Melbourne. And I always wanted to go there because one of my brothers got sent there from when they landed at in World War II. They landed at that island where
Iwo Jima.
Pardon?
Iwo Jima.
Well, Iwo Jima was the second island they landed at. They landed at the first island, the first invasion that they had. And they had a practice run at Vila Island in the Pacific. And there is such an island as Vila, V-I-L-A.
Yeah, there is.
There is. And that's where that was a practice run before they landed. And then they landed there, and then they went to Iwo Jima, Palu, and all the other stepping stones. And we lost a lot of Marines and a lot of corpsmen. That was horrible. But anyway, and like I said, you have to take it for what it is. Keep your head down and follow orders. Always follow orders, right or wrong.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Well, officially now, we'll let you go and stop bothering you with this interview, let you get along with your day.
No, it was enjoyable, believe me. I like to talk.
Yes, sir. And we were listening to you. We appreciate hearing your stories.
All right. You're welcome.
Thank you.